Legend, wait for it, Dairy. There are several legendary Pokemon found in various regions of Pokemon, serving as a final ultimate completion for your Pokedex. What's good, Chaotic Nation? It's your boy Chaos here, and with all my adventures through Pokemon, I have noticed that legendary Pokemon are much more common than one would expect given their title and their status. Today, I want to take a look at if the legendary Pokemon actually are rare by determining how many there are of each legendary. So sit back and relax as we enter the world of Pokemon. In this video, I will be covering the amount of each legendary in the Pokemon main series video games. Including all forms of the Pokemon would just be too much for one video, such as, adding anime and manga as well as the video games. So if you want to see if there are multiple legendary Pokemon in the manga or anime, let me know by leaving a like on this video and commenting which one of those two you want to see next. Let's begin our examination of the main series video games though. Yes, now at first this does seem like a daunting task, but I want to be thorough in our research of this topic. Pokemon is the second best-selling gaming franchise in the world, and I'm sure you can guess who sits at number 1. With that being said, Pokemon has sold over 340 million units as of March 2019, which doesn't even take into consideration the newest installment, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Each game gives you the ability to catch every Pokemon in the dex, barring a few pesky mythical Pokemon, allowing for there to be at least 340 million legendary Pokemon. But there's another important thing about each save file, is the ability to interact with other save files. This allows players to battle and trade, meaning that legendary Pokemon can be caught, traded into another save file, and then recaptured once the original save is restarted and played through. This means that there are infinite possibilities to the number of legendary Pokemon. Despite all of this, there are not 340 plus million legendary Pokemon. But how? As we have seen in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the Pokemon franchise has shown us that there's alternate realities that do take place thanks to the Rainbow Rocket episode. This means that there are even more possibilities for legendaries, but it also means we have to clarify what reality we are investigating. For the sake of fairness, I will be looking at our ideal reality, a reality where there has been no dimensional travel and no legendaries have been captured. I also be using each installment of the game as its own reality, so a copy of Pokemon Fire Red cannot be in the same reality as another copy of Pokemon Fire Red or a copy of any other game like Pokemon Emerald. So let's start with Kanto. In Red Blue, their side of things, there's simply one of each legendary bird in Mewtwo. Mew is an anomaly since it technically is not in the game, but you can glitch it in and get, weird things to make it appear. Now Fire Red and Leaf Green opens up more opportunities to legendary Pokemon. On top of these 3 legendary birds, in Mewtwo you also can obtain Lugia, Ho-Oh, the 3 legendary beasts, and Deoxys. Let's go as a first look into multiple legendaries. There's only one Mewtwo, but Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres spawn infinitely in the sky once you catch the original one at their unique location. Mew also is infinite in this game as long as you have $50 to spend every time you want to get a Mew. So, good luck. Don't hurt your wallet. Moving over the mountains to Johto, Gold, Silver, and Crystal offers us Lugia and Ho-Oh, the 3 roaming legendary beasts, and Celebi in Crystal. Heart Gold, Soul Silver gives us the same legendaries as its predecessors, as well as the legendary birds, Mewtwo, and Rayquaza. You can get Groudon and Latios in Soul Silver, and Kyogre and Latios in Heart Gold. And if you have the event Arceus, you can get Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, although this is not possible since we have established each game has its own reality, and I believe that was only given out into copies of the Sinnoh games. If you have the Enigma Stone, which is a Wi-Fi event, you can get whichever of the Eon Duo you do not currently have in your game. With this, we conclude that the Johto region does not have multiple legendaries. Hoenn offers us a chance to get Groudon and or Kyogre depending on your game, Rayquaza, Latios or Latias, the Reggie Trio, and Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. You also could get the other of the Eon Duo, Jirachi, Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Mew via events. ORAS offers the same legendaries as Pokemon offered in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, excluding Mew, Jirachi, and Ho-Oh or Lugia depending on what game you have. You also get the ability to catch Deoxys, Regigigas, Heatran, the Lake Guardians, Dialga or Palkia, Virizion, Terrakion, Cobalion, Reshiram or Zekrom, the Legendary Beast, Tornadus or Thundurus, and Cresselia. The game also offers legendaries such as Giratina, Kyurem, and Landorus, but these cannot be obtained in one single copy of Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, since you need both Dialga and Palkia, Reshiram or Zekrom, and Tornadus or Thundurus, respectively, which are either exclusive to Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. So again, there's only one per game copy of Legendary. Sinnoh allows us to get Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Cresselia, Heatran, the Lake Guardians, and Darkrai. Shaman and Arceus can be get through events. Regigigas requires the Regi Trio, which cannot be found in Diamond and Pearl, but it can be found in Platinum, making them all able to be caught in that version of the game. Additionally, the Legendary Bird Trio can also be caught in Platinum. Again, there's only one of each Legendary in Sinnoh. Moving on to Unova, Black and White gives us access to Reshiram, Zekrom, the Weather Trio, Kyurem, Cobalion, Virizion, Terrakion, and you can get Victini by the Liberty Pass through a Wi-Fi event. Black and White 2 offers the same legendaries as the original games, excluding Victini, but also adds Latios or Latias, the Lake Trio, Regirock, Regice, or Registeel. Since we can only use one copy of the game, you can only get one of the two, of Regice or Registeel. Cresselia and Heatran are also available. Now, Regigigas can also be caught in these games, but you need all three of the Regi Trio, which is not possible since you would need two copies of the game, since Regice and Registeel are version exclusive. Unova also only offers one legendary per copy, but I also have not talked about Keldeo, which can be attained via Wi-Fi event, and I guess you could get multiple of it if you went to every single release of the Wi-Fi event. So if you made that trip and got a lot of Keldeo, good for you. Keldeo can be received in ORAS, it can be received in Black and White 2, or X and Y. Now, Kalos is fairly simple to cover since you can get Xerneas or Yveltal, and then Zygarde 50%, Mewtwo, and then one of the legendary birds depending on what starter you chose. Again, you can only get one of each of the legendaries in this game. Alola to Alola. Sun and Moon gives us the opportunity to catch Solgaleo or Lunala, the Tapus, Necrozma, and Cosmog, which can be evolved into Solgaleo or Lunala. So technically you can get two Solgaleos or two Lunalas based on whichever copy of the game you have, whether that be Sun or Moon. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon gives you the same options for legendaries as before, even allow you to using the alternate forms of Necrozma. Thanks to the Ultra Wormholes, you can also get the Legendary Bird Trio, Mewtwo, Raikou or Entei, Lugia or Ho-Oh, the Regi Trio, Latios or Latias, Kyogre or Groudon, the Lake Trio, Dialga or Palkia, Heatran or Regigigas, Cresselia, Cobalion, Virizion, Terrakion, Tornadus or Thundurus, Reshiram or Zekrom, and Xerneas or Yveltal. The other requires legendaries which are version exclusives, thus making them impossible to get both of them, because we do not have both copies of the game, we can only count one. Both Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon give you a gift of type Null, which technically does count as a legendary. We know that there are multiple of it since it cannot be Gladian's Silvally, and we are just not sure how many were made by the Aether Foundation. So Galio and Lunala are the only legendaries in Alola that can be found more than once besides type Null. Now, I have skipped over the Ultra Beasts as they're generally a subset of legendary Pokemon, and it's just easier for me to go over them separately compared to the rest of the legends. By going over their respective homeworlds into the games that we see by going through the wormhole, we can see that there are multiple of each kind of Ultra Beast running around. The only one that really seems like it's one of a kind is the Poipole, since the Ultra Recon Squad gives you their Poipole. So maybe that is the only Ultra Beast that is one of a kind. And finally, we reach Galar. Sword and Shield offers again, as of release, Eternatus, Zacian, Zamazenta, and Type Null. Again, Null is produced, so we don't know the total number of Type Null running around. Through some directs that have been released recently, we know that there are going to be more legendaries included in the games, including old ones, as well as a few new ones that are going to be running around. However, they are not in these games yet, and thus I cannot possibly know which ones are going to be available or how many of them are going to be available. Maybe there will be something I can cover once these games are officially fully out with the battle passes. However, I do expect there only to be one of each, because I feel like that's how they would do it. I feel like it's going to be similar to how Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was, where you find the rare den, you get the legendary, and that's the only one you can capture. Speaking of dens and legendaries, Mewtwo actually has appeared in raid dens. However, it cannot be caught, so this could be the only Mewtwo in the region. And I feel like that is accurate, that this is the only Mewtwo in the Galar region. And the reason you cannot catch it at the current moment is that everybody else cannot catch it too. So only one person would be able to catch the Mewtwo, so they just locked it for everybody else. I don't know how this is going to work with legendaries and raids later on. Maybe you have to take those on by yourself. Maybe they're like little boss fights you have to do in the raid to unlock that den. I don't know. There's some really cool things that they could do. Well, that's all I have for this video. It seems like the only Pokemon that really can make you question the rarity of legendary Pokemon in the main series video games are the legendary bird trio, Mew from the Pokeball Plus, Keldeo, Type Null, the Ultra Beast, and Solgaleo Lunala, which I guess isn't really that bad. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe for more content from me, and share this video with a friend. You also can check out my content in other places in the links in the description down below. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, I'm Chaos signing off. Stay safe, and as always, burn it up.